to the channel. It's nice to see you again. I have an amazing video for you. As you might know, I'm a music producer and a DJ, and I create all sorts of music, but I specialize in electronic dance music. As you may know, UK garage is my favorite. And you cannot make music without having the right equipment. I mean, you could technically make beats only on a laptop, but it's easier if you have headphones or speakers, or if you have an audio interface, or if you have a guitar, or if you have a keyboard. So with that being said, I myself have different items to make this possible, make this as easy for myself as possible. And not specifically easy, but more so like as nice as possible, right? If you wanna make your music like you want to make it, put you inside of your music yourself, then you have to have the right equipment and instruments to express that side of you. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first item I'm willing to show you is this microphone itself. Yeah, this one over here. This one. So this is a Rode NT1A Founders Edition, I believe. And it's a mid-range microphone, so that means that it's not one of the most expensive ones, but it's not cheap either. It's just for advanced recording, but not for the highest level of professional recording. So it's about 280, I believe, 280. And I bought it during Black Friday because that's basically the best time to buy stuff, And it's comes in black, comes in white, comes in silver. But I bought the black one because I just think it's a very sophisticated color. Gives off that, professional look. When I record, I try to place it on a specific microphone stand with a windscreen. I'll show you quickly what it looks like. That is the microphone stand, so this is a windscreen. And it's made of foam on the inside, so that absorbs all the sounds you make. Well, not all the sounds. It absorbs the harsh sounds and the reverb, the echo that your voice may give if the sound bounces back from another surface back into the microphone. So this windscreen makes sure the signal that is received is dry, so that you can add reverb on your voice later on. And it also has this pop filter, and it's basically the same as this pop filter I have on this microphone right here. So that pop filter basically makes sure that all the harsh tones that you speak, letters like a P, it's very punchy, so it gets distorted very quickly. Or a K is very muffled, it's not a nice sound. And an S is very harsh, so it kind of filters those sounds out and makes it more enjoyable to listen. So that's the microphone I use for recording music. my vocals. Sometimes I rap, and it's a very nice all-around microphone for recording everything, even guitars if you'd like. So let's get into the second item I want to show you. Second item is my first guitar I bought myself. And this guitar is basically the first one I have, the first one I owned, and it's a semi-acoustic one. So that means you can play it acoustically like this, but you can also plug it into your audio interface, or when you're trying to perform something. And it was about, I believe, 300. So it's not too much for a good guitar, but it's not bad. So it's a mid-range guitar. Let me just... And in my opinion, this one is very good to start out, but at the moment, I'm an advanced guitar player, so I don't really like the sound of it anymore because it's maybe a bit too cheap, a bit too muffled. And I also think that the strings are a bit too, are a bit too stiff. So it's very hard for me sometimes when I place my fingers on the fretboard like this. It's very hard to pin them down without getting hurt too much. Happens anyway when you play guitar, but with this one it's just very hard to switch chords sometimes because the strings are not very comfortable to put your fingers on, and it's a very important element of a guitar. So what you have to look out for when you buy a guitar is the body, because the type of wood that's being used is very important for the sound that comes out of it. Well, the strings are important, but you could replace those technically. So, and then also overall build of it. Is it a semi-acoustic? Is it an acoustic one? If it's a semi-acoustic, it also has to have a good pickup, just like an electric guitar. So I also have a capo with that. That's a capo. It's basically something you click up your guitar like that, and it makes sure that every string on your guitar gets pitched up one semitone or two or three, depends on where you place it. So that means that you can play the same chords, but it will sound differently because you play those chords pitched up. And that's very easy to use, because if you wanted to play a song that's in the key of A minor, then you can put it up a couple of semitones, and then you don't have to play difficult guitar chords to achieve that sound. So it's just an easy way out. It's a very nice thing. And there's a discussion in the guitar community whether we should use them or not, because people who use this are considered to be a noob sometimes, or a rookie or a loser, because as guitarists we have to be able to play guitar chords all the way up the neck and back down, and not only know the basic chords of G and C and A, but me personally, I know a lot of chords up the neck everywhere, but it's just not worth try to find the right chords up the neck to play, because in my opinion the basic chords, or some chords that are a little bit higher up the neck sounds best. But it's just a personal choice. So if you're a guitarist yourself, you may notice what works for you. And I only play pop on my guitar, so pop is very easy. It's not the hardest genre to play on your guitar. I don't play that much blues or rock and roll or rock, so if you play those kinds of genres, it's maybe easier to go up the neck because it has more of like an octave reach. Let's get into the second one. Third one, my bad. Well, this is my favorite guitar. And it's definitely an expensive one. But it's worth every fucking penny. Let me tell you that. So, this guitar is basically just an electric guitar with custom pickups. So that means the body is from Gretsch. As you may see, the logo is up there. But the pickups are custom made, so they're from Senior Duncan. And the pickups are the devices, the little, rounded oval things that pick up the sound of the strings and turn it into a signal into your computer. Right now it's very, very, very detuned, so it sounds horrible, to be honest. But, this guitar is it's amazing. It has a great sound, it has a great feel, a great body. It's easy to play as well, so that's very important. It's just the love of my life, to be honest. And altogether, I think it's about 1,200. So it's not the most expensive guitar, but it is a very expensive guitar. Let me tell you that. Really, really grateful for receiving this because I didn't buy it myself. I received this for turning 19. My dad and my uncle, they bought this for me. Well, not bought it because it's the old guitar of my uncle. It's my uncle's guitar. But because he's a very big guitar fanatic, he has a lot of them. And this one, he didn't really use it anymore. So my dad and my uncle, they made an agreement to give it to me. So I'm really grateful for that. It's become one of my main elements of making music, my main item. And sometimes when I just making house music or recording something, my voice, and it just won't work because I'm not really feeling it, or I can't seem to finish my project, then I just shut it off and I just take my guitar and then I just start playing. And it always works. It's always, if I want to relax, still make music, but not focus that much, not finish my project. I'll just play some chords and create a melody, create a riff. And it always, calms me down when I try to sleep or when I just woke up and I'm bored, So with that being said, let's get into the fourth item of my collection. And that's, of course, a very, very, very nice one. Let me get it. This little MIDI keyboard. It's made by Arturia Mini Labs. It's called the Arturia Mini Labs. Doesn't make a lot of sounds, but might not be the best, thing for triggers, but at the end of the day, it does look good and it does amazing things, so that's the most important part of it all. So, this little MIDI keyboard, it's very versatile. I bought it for about $100, so that's pretty affordable. And sorry about that. You just connect this to your computer, and when you play something in your music program, for example FL Studio or Ableton, and you open a synthesizer on, that's a plugin, that's a program into your music program, a synthesizer, then it converts everything you play on this MIDI keyboard into notes into your music program. So you can record your notes live and edit the sound afterwards. So it's more of like a translator, like a key recorder, but not the sound recorder. So it has a lot of great built-in options. For example, it has buttons that can make every note go up an octave or an octave down. Maybe even 5 octaves up, 6 octaves up if you wanted to do that. It has the option to go down a semitone. So that means if you play this note, it will go down 1 note. But if you play this note, it will sound like this note. It has these buttons that you can link to your buttons inside your program, so you can mix things live, such as the low frequencies or the high frequencies. It has this little button. I think this is a really nice trigger, actually. That sounds nice. And you can turn on arpeggiator mode, so that means it's automatically playing a melody for you, but not a random melody. It's an arpeggiator is how do I explain this? It's a rhythm that goes up and down. So for example, that's an arpeggiator, and you have different settings, so it can go faster, like but also so that's an eighth, but you also have a 16th arpeggiator, or triplets even. And it has these pads that you can connect to your drums, and then you can play your drums live like that. But I don't use that often because I just paint my drums inside of my DAW. So these are my favorite items I use for making music. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm really, really, really excited to know what your favorite one is. What is your favorite? Your favorite? Your favorite? What is your favorite? Just let me know that in the comments. My favorite is the Gretsch guitar, my favorite one. It's just amazing. So let me know which one you like most. Tell me what you want to see next. Like the video, subscribe, and I hope to see you back soon for some more relaxation. Sleep well. See ya.